Hey guys, it's Bex here, and I am here with the famous Mike Perrine.
What's up, BEXLIFers?
Oh, that's new. So we are going to give you 5 tips that are going to make your belly flat in 5 days. And this is totally true because I was gigantic only a couple months ago, and Mike fixed me up. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Now, I'm going to insert one. You don't want this video to be long, but I'm lengthening it right now. This is why. I forgot one, and it's very...
5 tips.
This is tip point 5.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the old cleansing adage, drink your food and chew your juice? A lot of the time, especially when people start to eat natural foods and they're just eating things like salad and stuff for lunch, and they've never really eaten a lot of vegetables, what starts to happen is if they don't chew it very well, when they swallow those pieces of vegetable cellulose and it moves through their body, when it goes into the lower intestine, the bacteria will then digest it, because if your teeth don't break it all up, the stomach's not going to do that for vegetable fiber.
I've been doing that. I use my Vitamix every single day.
Perfect. That does a better job than your teeth. And chewing your juice is not gulping juice, but swishing the juice around in your mouth, letting the enzymes in the saliva break the juice down so that when it actually makes its way into the small intestine, it gets picked up right away.
Tip number 1 for your flat belly. This is what you're going to do. And you can do all of these every single day, but in 5 days you will be fixed up. Eat fruit alone.
Yeah. Eat fruit alone, and never eat fruit after heavier foods. So sometimes people think, oh, I'll eat fruit alone, I'll eat it later on for lunch, but they've had like eggs or oatmeal for breakfast. But fruit is the fastest moving food through the stomach, and if it doesn't move very quickly through the stomach, it sits there, and the stomach's 98 degrees, and once everything's juiced up by your teeth and it's sitting in your stomach, it's at 98 degrees, sugar is going to ferment into
makes
alcohol
fat.
and gas. Makes alcohol and gas, and that then has to get processed through the liver,
Farts.
and the alcohol could get converted to fat as well.
Tip 2 of 5. Eat in proper order. Tell me about this.
Well, different foods have different transit times through the stomach, okay? And this is from the words of one of my mentors, Gil Jacobs, who is a cleansing guru in New York City.
Good old Gil.
He always relates the food transit time to like cars. So like fruits and raw juices and greens are like the sports cars, the fastest moving cars, okay? The passenger cars are sort of like cooked vegetables, something's a little bit more starchy, and the dump trucks are proteins. It's just like meat, nuts, things like that. So starting the day with a heavy food, like starting the day with a protein, either eggs or quinoa or oatmeal or something like that, basically you have dump trucks on the road. The digestive system is a 1-lane highway that goes one way.
Every time I come to New York, I get stuck behind a dump truck. That doesn't mean anything for this conversation, but that's interesting to note. So I will think about meat and potatoes as dump trucks.
Right. And if you put the faster moving cars behind the slower moving cars, they're just going to crash. They're going to get held up, and then they're going to ferment.
So I'm riding a banana into New York City from now on.
Ride that banana, Bex.
Tip number 3. Nix the late night meals.
This is huge. This is... Okay.
I ate a block of cheese last night.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, this is huge. This is... Now. This is
I did.
Because what happens is everything slows down. The ideal times to eat between noon and 4. Okay? Right, okay.
That's 20 hours I'm not eating.
Well, that's when digestion is at its peak.
Okay.
Between noon to 4. That's when everything functions at its optimal. Between like 4 and 6, that's good too.
Okay.
And between 6 to 8, we're getting a little late. But anything from like 8 o'clock on, the body's not going to metabolize it the way that it will earlier in the day. Anything that we eat and then sleep with, it doesn't matter what it is. If you eat, you could eat fruit and go to sleep, and it's going to convert to fat while you're asleep.
Danny J from the Sweaty Betties is sitting off camera, so I'm waving to her. Very good. Come and say hi really quick. Run in.
This is pure entertainment, and it's unscripted.
I hang with celebrities. Tip number 4. Starches and proteins are not friends.
No, not at all.
So meat and potatoes, though. It's meat and potatoes.
Not friends.
That's what you gotta eat. You know, like...
No, it makes the tongue happy, but it makes the stomach upset. So the enzymes necessary for starches and the enzymes necessary for proteins are different.
What about rice and beans?
Those are a little funny because beans are half starch, half protein by nature. So
Okay.
they're a little funny. Grains and rice and things like that are all starch. So they get secreted at the same time, those enzymes. But what happens is they nullify each other. They cancel each other out. So now the food doesn't get digested, it moves through the digestive tract, and what happens is the bacteria in the lower parts of the intestine now have complete starches and proteins to eat, and they eat it. and they start to ferment it into alcohol and
So
gas.
this is why I have the same reaction the next day after I'm drinking. I don't drink a lot. It's like if I have a margarita and a half. Or if I have meat, seriously, I don't drink a lot. What are you telling these people? Shut up. We have never even had a drink together, so he's making that up. But I was telling you how if I have red meat, which I crave every once in a while, maybe I'll have it once a month, once every 2 months, the next day I'm sick, but I'm probably also eating it with starches.
Yes, I think strips of meat or chicken or something in a salad would digest very differently than if you mix it with a starch. If you mix it with a starch, it's definitely going to create alcohol.
Okay, we're on our way to a flat belly. Not quite yet. Here's tip number 5. This is the one that changed everything for me. Give your belly a break.
Totally.
What about eating every 2 hours for optimum performance?
No, that might work to adjust metabolism when somebody's young, if they're very athletic and they're young. But really with that, I heard Dr. Bishy give an example of that. He said that's like, because all the cells need to breathe. And if you keep putting food in, you keep creating pressure in the body with food and keep busying up the blood with a different inflow of different things, even if it's nutrients. The way he described it, he said it's like holding your hand over someone's mouth and not letting them throw up. Like the cells constantly want to breathe, and like it's like closing it in. So the body needs detox happens during emptiness. So everything needs to release and to breathe. Detox
happens during emptiness. It is not the presence of more, it's the taking away that is the detox process. We said that in Detox 101, What is Detox? That was a really good video, so you should watch that. So what I started doing, or what I stopped doing, was making a morning smoothie at 6 a.m. when I was waking up, because I had been eating dinner at 7 p.m. the night before. It was too soon. So now I'm giving myself at least 12 hours and sometimes 14 hours, and it's made a huge difference. I'm no longer getting bloated after my smoothies.
Yeah, overnight, 12 to 16 hours, depending. In between meals, at least 4 to 6 hours. And I know it doesn't always happen this way in people's lives, but snacking really shouldn't be happening. You just want that meal to be done, and then the new meal comes in, and your body needs to have that emptiness in between.
The Grinch that stole snacking. Everyone, Mike Perrine. You can find him at everydaydetox.org and on Instagram as Everyday Detox. He ruins everything. Every time I'm making a fun video about eating, he comes in and makes it dismal.
Merry Christmas.
But I
have to eat anything.
I have a flat belly, so everything's wonderful there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was fun. Is this all going to be one video, or are you going to break this
is one
up?
video.
Oh, one whole video. Oh, I thought you were making 5 videos. That's why I talk so much, see?
Comments, criticisms, hate mail, you can send them to me, or you can leave them in the comments below. And I also have a really, really cool infographic and a series of graphics that you can share all over the interweb, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, that's going to outline these 5 tips. All you have to do is go to BEXLIFE.com and sign up for my newsletter. You get so many cool things in my newsletter. Love notes, free stuff. It's amazing. Who doesn't love flat bellies and baby goats and chickens and free workouts and smoothie recipes? Get all that and more when you head on over to BEXLIFE.com and sign up for my free weekly newsletter. You'll be happy that you did. But before you do anything else, remember to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Love you guys.